What's up, Tweener heads? Welcome back to another Tweener head tennis video today here on the channel. And the Olympics is over, but it was a wild ride, I have to say, because I don't know if it's just any Olympics, but it just seems like everything you used to know about tennis was just thrown out the window. But before we get into detail about that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that way you don't miss any new videos that we're posting here on the channel. We're trying to get to 2,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so I'm hoping we can reach that goal. We're already at 1,900, so we just need a little bit more, so make sure you hit that sub button with notifications turned on. First things first, we have to say congratulations to Belinda Bencic from Switzerland for claiming the gold medal title and the silver medal in women's doubles, and congratulations to Alexander Zverev for claiming the gold for the men's side, with Khachanov finishing in silver, Carreño Busta claiming in third. But the story is whether or not Novak Djokovic was going to win the Golden Slam. It seemed like for a very, very long time that this was going to be the Golden Slam year. Whether or not that was going to happen, honestly, I think everyone and their mother picked Djokovic to win this year's Olympics. Yet, it's really it's really hard to swallow for some Novak fans and for tennis in general that he did not win the gold medal title, but at the same time, he still has the chance to win all 4 slams in the same calendar year. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he moves on throughout this, because not only did he not even get a medal in the singles category, he pulled out of his mixed doubles match with Nina Stojanovic, and it's kind of sad to see that Nina didn't even get a chance to play her final match with Novak because he had to withdraw. Maybe because he just didn't want to be there anymore, but it just seemed like his frustration was carrying over into that double side. And even though Nina had an unbelievable run, Novak had to pull out for his own reasons. I'm not quite sure, but to each its own. But for me, getting back into what happened during the draws, the first thing I had to say was, in my predictions for the women's draw, I had Ash Barty actually losing early on, because I actually predicted Tormo to possibly upset her in the first round. Court was playing unbelievably slow. The heat was exhausting. The fact that it took him this long to switch the times for the tournament was unbelievable, because I believe it was Novak, Zverev, and one other player that went to the Olympic Committee and said, hey, can we switch our times? Because it was like 95 plus on the court, and after we saw Paula Badoza almost collapse on court and had to retire due to heat, it really took someone really to fall on the ground for them to say, okay, maybe these aren't the best conditions that we should be playing in. Well, no shit. I feel like you have to be more careful in those scenarios, especially with some of these athletes. Some of these athletes train in this heat, but at the same time, the heat index is what really gets players. So having a court that's 110 degrees and you have no shade whatsoever and no water breaks unless your games go quickly, like that's something that has pushed the players to another level. But at the same time, that was very dangerous, and I'm very glad that they pushed some of these matches towards the later time, even though it didn't allow us to watch any of them towards the end of the day, which is usually what I did. I liked going to the end of the day and watching, and actually we streamed a couple matches as well when it was at 8 p.m., 7 p.m., 10 p.m. In terms of the poster child that is Naomi Osaka, the torchbearer, the face that's plastered on every billboard, Japan's #1 global athlete, at least in my mind, it was a big moment for tennis to see her do that. But at the same time, she did lose to Marketa Vondrousova in the 3rd round, but by those standards, she did lose to the finalists of the Olympics. So for me personally, I wouldn't feel that bad, but at the same time, with the pressure of being the #1 athlete for Japan and hosting the Olympics in your home country, I felt like it was either finals or bust. For me, at least, when I predicted her, I thought she was the clear favorite. By the quarterfinal, the whole draw was screwed up in terms of predicting seeds and who was playing well and who wasn't. I thought Osaka was fine losing 3rd round. Like she said, at least I didn't lose in the 1st round, which shows you where, I don't even know if it was showing you where her mental state was, but it was one of those things that, honestly, that anyone would say. I'm just glad that I was able to get past the 1st round. I personally would say that, but for her being successful as she is, everyone went against her when she lost, and critics jumped on her, but That's nothing new in the tennis world, and I feel like after Simone Biles withdrew from some of her events and currently has withdrawn until tomorrow, which is when I'm recording this, she withdrew because of the confidence that Naomi gave her to take mental rest from everything, and I think Osaka has done a really good job of that, but who knows. I also think when I was predicting Ash Barty that she also had doubles. Like, she did pretty well with Storm Sanders. She got bronze with Pierce in the Olympics as well in mixed doubles, so I think she had a pretty successful tournament, even though she crashed out of the first round in singles. But Rybakina did really well. Svitolina got bronze as well. I was honestly, after Barty, Sabalenka, Osaka all lost, Rybakina and Svitolina were the two favorites, at least in my mind. And I thought that was going to be the gold medalist, one of them. But Svitolina actually did a lot better than I anticipated her to be, just because of how she was able to progress with a bronze medal. And I'm actually very happy for her, because this is another thing that she can add to the trophy case, make her case to be a part of the Tennis Hall of Fame, not just winning the WTA Finals once, but she is growing in confidence when playing younger players like Rybakina, who is literally the next generation on the WTA Tour. Now over to the men's side, to be more specific with what was going on, I think the main cause that I want to talk about with the men's draw is the lack of initiative that some players have to play the Olympics. Some people, well, the Olympics, for the Olympics, I'm just going to say that with no prize money awarded towards them, or no ranking points, or any other value that it has besides representing your country, is a bit lackluster, because the biggest example I can think of from this year's Olympics was Liam Brody. The biggest example that I can think of is Liam Brody from Great Britain, someone that we have interviewed and someone that we consider a friend to be on tour. He beat Hubert Hurkacz in the second round of the Olympics and was a last-minute addition to the Great Britain squad. This man had the greatest greatest win of his life at the Olympics. Of monetary value, there is nothing to show for that, whether that's rankings or money. He loses to Jeremy Chardy in the third round. But at the same time, you would feel like he would be rewarded for something as great as he does for a guy that struggles, and no offense to Liam, for a guy that struggles on the ATP main tour instead of the challenger level. Him being a guy that has won Miami and was a semifinalist at Wimbledon, there should be some initiative or some value that he is given back. That's at least my opinion. All Rublev losing, Khachanov making the finals, Karina Busta beating Novak in the bronze medal match. I mean, there was a lot that was going on in the men's side that I was just finding really interesting. And I'm not going to lie, Karatsev losing early on, as well as Rublev, and then playing each other in the mixed doubles with Vesnina and Pavlyuchenkova was actually pretty cool to see the Russian Olympic Committee take the gold and silver there. Because though all of those players I expected to be either in the semifinals, in the bronze match, or in the gold medal match. I have to point out how Zverev was able to beat Novak. It was probably the biggest upset of the year, in my opinion, just because of how easy we thought Novak had it going to the finals. And if someone in the comment section right now goes, but it wasn't the biggest upset of the year, well, for a guy that was on a roll from Australia to the French to Wimbledon, winning all three, looking like the best Novak we have seen in a mainly ever or of all time, to lose to Zverev on a slow court, a slow hard court in that heat. Because Zverev came back from 1-6, 2-3 down. He was down a break in the second, lost the first 1-6, and yet somehow came back to win 1-6, 6-3, 6-1. He had 0 double faults. Are you kidding me? I have never seen that from Zverev ever. it just blows my mind how he did that. And Zverev, I thought, played really well this Olympics, obviously, since he won the gold medal. Beat Khachanov. No, he didn't have any double faults against Khachanov. And Khachanov really making a resurgence in his game as well. Hasn't really played to the best of his abilities and won a silver medal. I mean, that's amazing. And that's great to see, because we would love to see him back in that winning form, just like we saw him in Paris for the Masters title that he won. But let me know what you guys thought of this year's Olympics. It was just so chaotic and so sporadic. I mean, the Tiafoe and Tsitsipas match that we streamed was a lot of fun to watch. I thought Tiafoe would give him a better run. But Tsitsipas losing to Ugo Humbert as well. Humbert played really well and then lost to Khachanov in the next round. So there was a lot of topsy-turvy stuff. Let me know what your favorite match was of this year's Olympics. Let me know who you think is going to still be in the Olympics in 2024. So make sure you guys leave a comment, as well as liking this video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, so that way you don't miss any new content that we're posting here. We're trying to hit 2K subs, so make sure you hit that sub button with notifications turned on. And I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is staying safe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, guys. Thanks, guys.